You are tuned in to GotBetterBeats.com. Exclusive artist interviews.
What's going on, y'all?
It's Atlanta, DJ Grady Baby, born and raised in Atlanta, Georgia, went to Grady High School, lived across from Grady home. Especially Grady Baby, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm an artist.
Huh?
Yeah. I don't know if I'm an artist, but, you know, I'm a DJ / producer, you know. Got into, you know, I got online radio station, do online radio and whatnot. But my first love is production, though, and music. You know, after being an A&R for a record label, started out as an engineer, and then after moving from engineer, went to A&R, and they noticed I had great, you know, communication skills, so they started taking me to different meetings and stuff, and meeting with program directors of radio stations and stuff like that, man. But I'm glad to be on your show, man. Got better beats, man. What's happening, Jim?
Hey, man, I appreciate your time, man. I know you for some years, and ever since I've known you, you know, you've been doing something involving music. Like you never put it down to the point where you never stopped doing what you never stopped doing the music in some sort of way. Because from talking to you before, I mean, you've even had your music submitted for video games. I mean, there's so many venues out here that people don't know about. And that's what I think people like you are so important, because I feel like you can actually help somebody out in the way of letting them know different avenues. Like, because every artist thinks that, okay, man, I got to get on stage, or every musician be like, oh man, I got to just sell trap beats or do this. Man, there's so many different venues. Like, you can get your music licensed for film, and you know, like pretty much they can buy airtime from you to get their music played. I mean, there's so many different ways they can do, and you know, get their music out.
Yeah, it's so many different avenues and so many different ways to get your music out. But the first thing I would always suggest that artists do is to study and research the business.
I agree.
I mean, it's easy to perform, but know the business, the back end of it. Because you know, I run into a lot of artists and say, hey, can you help me get your music out? I said, well, is your song published? Is it copyrighted? Is it mastered, mixed and mastered? I don't know. Can you do that for me? And a lot of artists make the mistake of putting their masters, their publishing, and all that stuff in other people's hands.
Exactly.
And not knowing, you know, you're making yourself a victim. I know people want to trust people, but you can't trust everybody in this business. It's a cutthroat business here, you know. So I suggest, my first thing, number one, do your research. Find your target audience. Do your research on how to get your music out, how to protect yourself, how to be independent. Learn how to be independent first, because I was about to go to the Bible. I was on your wolf and sheep clothing out there. I was about to start preaching over there.
Hey, I mean, but that's how it is. So, I mean, that's a perfect way to explain it, because you have to realize that a lot of people look at business, especially people who've been in business for a long time, it's strictly business with them. Like, you know, they can like you, but they'll be, they'll, you know what I'm saying? They'll be, you know, using your song, you know, for so much, you know, and you might not even know about it because you put it in their hands. Because a lot of times when you sign a record deal, you sign so many of your rights to your masters, so they can actually make money however they want to make money, because it belongs to them. Exactly. Like, you know, so I mean, you have to do your research.
Right. And the thing is, when you go to these studios and you go to do a session, make sure you have it in your contract that you get your masters. It's like you're independent artist, you're making your own stuff. Make sure you get your masters off that computer. You know what I mean? Because they own it. You understand?
Exactly.
And all your music, your lyrics and stuff, register with ASCAP. Register with ASCAP, your lyrics and all that stuff. You can set up a production company, your name, and sign yourself to yourself. That was a ludicrous song. You know, I signed myself to myself. But that way, when major labels come to you, you have a bargaining chip. Look, I'm signed to my label. They have to buy your name. Because if you go to them, they own your name, they own your life. They can tell you what type of song they play. They can tell you how to dress. They can tell you how you cut your hair. They own you. You're a puppet.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You're a puppet in a place.
Yeah,
so,
just like the military, you have to sign your rights away because, that you can't just walk out, like during boot camp, so you have to pretty much sign your life over to them. And that's just like any contract. And that's why it's so important to know what's what. And so many people are so quick to get a deal, but now music, record deals aren't the same as they used to be. So, it's so many more people making more money being independent, but it's a lot of people that really just don't want to put in the work. They just like you said, they rather have everybody do something else for them. But what they don't know is that's when it comes at a cost that, that they're going to actually be surprised about. Like, oh man, you know what I'm saying? I can't get out of this contract, because I got Sony over here want to sign me for $2 million, but y'all don't want to take me out my contract, so, so I mean, it's so many different situations that you can get yourself into if you don't know anything about it.
Let me give you a scenario. I was working with this record label, I'm not gonna say a name, but we had 2 female artists on this label. Nice. I engineered, helped wrote some songs for them. And I don't know if you remember the group. They're saying, "But you can't do it like me." Yeah, but you can't do it like me. I can't think of the name of the group. I think it's D4L.
Yeah.
They were interested in the artist. We had an African American female and a Puerto Rican girl, and we wrote a song for them. It was a sexual song, but it was hitting. Matter of fact, I was an A&R. I was an engineer and A&R. And BET was doing a filming in town. I can't think of the name of the filming, but we had independent artists where independent artists can perform. So I had 4 of our artists from our label to perform on the stage for one fee, because every artist had to pay an individual fee. But I had that kind of connection where I knew the guy who was hosting. He said, "Hey, man, give me this one fee, and all the artists can perform." And they heard the girls sing and everything, and they and their manager came over asking about the contract and stuff like that. Little Scrap Mom was there. And Scrappy people, they wanted, they was interested in the group. So the dude who was the CEO, he jacked up the price on him. So if you want this, you got to pay such. I was like, what? And people like, nah, that's too steep for him. And they backed out, Yeah. So when you sign to be careful about signing to a label. Try to stay independent and learn as much as possible before you run out there into the land of the wolves. And I want to answer your question that you had asked earlier. How can people get their music heard and stuff? You can go to clubs, get DJs a couple of dollars to play your song. I suggest you put it on an MP3 stick. Don't go with CDs, because a lot of DJs who have software, if they put their CD in their software, unless they're playing CDs, unless they have CDJs, they can put the CD in. But I suggest that you go with a stick, a USB stick. Put your song on and make sure it's mixed and mastered pretty good. So when they play it over the system, it sounds really good.
Exactly.
You can go to strip clubs. You can go to strip clubs and you can get a press kit done. You can go to the radio station, set up an interview with the program director about listening to your music, getting your music played. And also try to get with a booking agency that books for tours. So you want to get outside of your city, outside of your comfort zone, and get to new areas and new cities and states and stuff, and so people can hear your music, because it's hard to get the support from home, but people will support you more when they see you on the road.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you have to leave home in order to make it. They're just like LeBron James. LeBron James left Cleveland to go to Miami to win the title. And now I'm back in Captain Love. Now he had to learn. He learned a lot by being away from home. Then when he came back home, now he got a team right back to the championship again. So
exactly.
The thing is, you have to leave home. In order to grow, you have to leave home.
Yeah, I understand that. I understand that because when I left Brunswick, I was just ready to just take Atlanta by storm. But when I got up here, instead of me, really going here and going there so fast, I really took the time to start really perfecting my craft. So when I do start getting out, I can really have a good sense of, I can actually have more faith in my product instead of just really, because there's so many people that, like you say, they don't really have their stuff mixed and mastered well. They just throw something together and then be like, oh man, I'm going up to Atlanta, and they get disappointed and they'd be like, oh man, I ain't doing music no more. It's not about the music, it's about what you put into it.
Right.
It's about your effort. Like right now, people don't like a lot of people, they'll see you, and they'll hear this interview and they'll be like, oh man, he got a radio station, let me go holler at him. But if you don't think about what he put into his radio station to get it started, I mean, all the paperwork, learning, all the regulations and all the copyright laws and different things, so when somebody comes to you, they have to take all that in, in consideration and saying, okay, this man got his stuff together, I need to have my stuff together. You can't, know what I'm saying? You shouldn't want to go to anybody expecting them to do something for you when you haven't put in 120% into your product.
Yeah. Let me tell you a story now. Getting this radio station wasn't easy. It took me 10 years to get to this level.
I believe it.
I used to do stand-up comedy. I try a little everything, stand-up comedy, and then I started doing. And this is how I really got into doing music. I went to the studio to make a comedy CD. So when I go back out on stage, I could have something for the people. And I saw the guy engineering and stuff. I was like, man, he was playing back. He put a background music behind him and stuff like that. I'm like, yo, man, can you teach me what you're doing? He said, well, you can come to the intern, so I'll show you what to do. Then I started interning, now, not knowing I'm paying dues. Interning and learning all the engineering sessions. Once he showed me the basics. Now, this is how he taught me how to engineer. He showed me how to set up the session and to pull up the files and stuff like that. And what he did, he left me in the studio with the artist, and I had to record. The only thing I knew how to do was start the recording and stop the recording and stuff like that. But then the artist will, from my upbringing in church, they're on choirs and whatnot. Yeah. I said, hey, can you say it like this? Let's work on your diction and grammar. Sing from your diaphragm. Okay, let's sing this note like this. So I'm starting to critique the artist and stuff. So when he came back after the session was done, he listened to it. Like, well, that sounds good. So he said, well, I'm going to sit in and watch you do this next session. So he brought a girl in off the street, and she could sing just a little bit, but I was like, she's not really getting her full volume out because she's not releasing her bottom jaw. She's not getting the full vocals out. So I told her, come in here, sit next to me. I said, relax your jaw, and they had to go through a little scenario, a little stuff to do, a little routine. And then when she went back in, I said, sing a note like this, then she did it. Dude was laying down on the sofa behind me. So when she went back into the booth, and I had the speakers on the other side of the room on, and when she hit this note, he jumped straight up out of his sleep or slumber, whatever he was in. How Rick Rubin, he did the Rick Rubin to me. He jumped straight up like, man.
I'll tell you, the Undertaker.
And the Undertaker jumped straight up, man. He's like, what did you tell her to do? He didn't know because he had been trying to get her to hit the note for the longest. Yeah. And did a couple exercises and she hit it. And that was the start right there. And then I went to my friend called me and invited me to come to UPN 69 in Atlanta was having a workshop where they had like radio people there, industry artist people there. And my brother Jerry, he was the manager of the group. He had came through the studio and me and him kind of connected. So he's like, man, come on, man, I need you to help me network with some people. So when I did networking and stuff, he was scared to talk to people. I was bold. So I seen this guy, he had a Mr. T gold chain on like the rope, but he had a platinum. Yeah. So it was a platinum rope with a platinum microphone with diamonds in it. So I was like, excuse me, sir, how you doing, man? What is that you do? He said, man, I'm on a radio station. He said, oh, yeah, I have an online radio station. He said, man, I told him, I'm shooting the breeze now. So I was like, yeah, man, I thought about getting an online radio station. I thought about doing comedy and stuff with it. He said, look, man, here's my car. Give me a call, man. I can help you out with your station. I can get you on my station.
Exactly.
So I called him today. He said, hey, man, send me can you make me a pilot? So I'm working in the studio. So I had one of my brothers come over and engineer it for me. So now I'm doing a commercial pilot. I'm doing my get somewhere and sound, and I'm making the fight sound and all that stuff with the microphone and stuff. So when I go to meet him, we had lunch and everything. He paid for lunch and stuff. So he introduced me to his program director and stuff like that. So I slid him my CD. And so I went to the car after we ate dinner and stuff like that. He said, okay, I'm going to check it out and I'm going to give you my feedback on your pilot. So I got in the car. He got in his truck. So I said, I'm going to sit and watch him. So he got in the truck. He put the car in, he put the keys in the car, started the car, put it in reverse. Next thing you know, he took the car out of reverse, and I just see his truck rocking. You know, his truck just rocking real hard.
Yeah.
So then 2 minutes later, he called me. He said, "Oh man, your pilot is the bomb, man. Oh man, when can you do me another one?" He was all excited and stuff. So he got me on his radio. I was doing commercial drops and stuff like that. And then and I did my first show. I recorded my first show at the studio, and it was like a couple things I was doing with the minister from my church and everything. And I put it on this station, and he would charge me $150 every time I did a show and to submit it. $150, and it was, you know, for me, you know, young kid, I had just had my son, who was a baby at the time, so I'm trying to, you know, buy Pampers and this and that and pay bills and stuff. So that $150, it was a real big sacrifice. I like to go, I want to get my own stuff. So I kind of said, hey man, I can't afford to go on your station anymore, but I appreciate the opportunity. So I started researching on how to do stuff. So that's when blog came coming out. So I came out. So I met this lady on Black Planet. She had a little ass and she built websites, and I asked her how much she charged to build a website. Because I want to have a talk show. I want to do blog. I want to podcast my talk show.
Oh, okay.
So she was, well, I charged $750. So I paid the $750. She built my site for me. So, and it went from there, and I started meeting people. Radio stations started, you know, hearing me. They want me to do voiceovers because they heard they listened to my show, and I was doing like characters and stuff like that. And I started doing radio drops and stuff. And I just kind of evolutionized my different websites and stuff. And then I was on YouTube, and I ran across this company that helps you start the online radio station. So I said, okay, I'm starting an online radio station. Something like that. Okay, like what I'm gonna do about the license, because the guy, she said, hey, make sure you we don't really give you a company to help you with licensing and stuff, to pay royalties and stuff like that. But here's a suggestion. He gave me like 3 companies, and the first one I called, they actually had a plan. They worked with me. They worked with ASCAP, BMI, SoundSat, CSAC, you know, all the different, you know, publishing companies they work with. It's a one-stop shop. And I set up, you know, arrangement with them, and I don't have to worry about royalties no more. And I was just blessed. It took a long time. I got it all out in a nutshell.
Exactly.
But, yeah, it came from with a grind. You know, everything is not instant. You know, so you have to really take time and research and go through some things.
You're right.
You have to sacrifice some stuff. So
yeah,
but I'm glad I made it here. And my next goal is to take the radio station to a TV, like how you say, like Sway in the morning, like Sway in the Breakfast Club. You know, I want to be on that level.
Yeah, that actually be good. I have a few artists that'll probably be you know, calling you after this interview. I'm gonna actually let them hear this interview, and we're gonna get your information and everything. And I know a couple of artists that's actually serious about this stuff. So they'll probably try to, you know, be trying to get on it, you know, do an interview with you like this and have their music played, you know, so be prepared for a few calls after this.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you something about getting your music played. You have to have your music registered. In order for you to get paid for your spins, you have to have your music registered, coded, whatever like that, stamped, barcode, whatever. You got to get that done. Because if somebody is playing music, they're just playing your music. You know, you can also register with BMI, ASCAP, and get your what's called that performance rights.
Performance rights association.
Yes. So it's actually 7 different licenses that you need. 7 licenses that you really need. But right now, for like radio, you need 1. Because the performance rights licenses, it covers when your song is played on the radio. It covers when your song is played in a public facility, club, airplane, TV commercials. Because the performance of your song. So you get paid. See, most people put out music without it being protected and coded and stuff like that. And I wasn't supposed to tell that secret. That's a secret that the labels use.
Yeah.
You know, they actually collect the money because they actually have a company that collects the money, and then they pay you whatever they think you deserve. Exactly. They like Chuck Brown had a song called Bustin' Loose.
Yeah, I remember that.
That song sold 1 million copies, but they paid him $100,000.
Oh man.
You got that?
Yeah.
100,000, 1 million copies.
Exactly.
So the record label profit more and just gave him pennies on the dollar.
Oh yeah.
You know, and back then, how they made their money was doing shows and travel.
Exactly.
You know, so be careful. Yeah.
Because if you
and
don't
the
know,
360 deal makes it even worse. Oh yeah.
Exactly. Because I was saying, because if you don't know, I mean, if you never study and you don't know what you're supposed to get, you can't argue with anybody. You know, that's like if I sign a contract with you, you know, and you know, like, and I don't know what I'm signing. I just sign. I mean, you could be getting 90% of profits, and I can be getting $1,000 a month, and I think I'm doing good, but you actually making $10,000 a month. You know what I'm saying? And just giving me 1,000. Exactly. You know, like exactly. So you gotta study and know what you're signing, and you gotta know what you want as well. Because because as an artist, I can let's say I'm a record label. I can say, hey, you know, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell you how Universal Records was telling me. It was like what we can do is we can get you $100,000 and get you a house and a car. I was like, you know, exactly. I was like, for you know what I'm saying, for a deal, I was like, nah, $100,000 ain't gonna last long. Especially after I go to the studios, y'all personal studios that y'all paying for, which is pretty much something that they own anyway. So all that money's going back to them after whoever they want to produce it. That money is going to those producers, which more than likely will be their producers, you know, and they'll be giving those percentages out to the producers. I mean, they own everything. So they're actually paying for everything, and most of that money is coming back to them. I mean, and that's you know.
Hey, I gotta cut you off like that. I gotta cut you off. When you said they offer you a house and a car, that house will not belong to you. That car will not belong to you. It's a loaner. Exactly. And then once they pay for it, all that they have to be recouped. They say like that's $300,000 total. You know, so you get a nice car, you get a nice house. $100,000 car, $200,000 house. Okay, now you got to sell more to get your money back. Then what if they give you another advance? And then they say, oh, you need wardrobe. Everything is recoupable. Yeah. No. Never take upfront money. What's that Cadillac record? The man said, I never gamble with the house money. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So please don't take no upfront money. That is a trap. You know, hey, we'll give you this to sign with us. No, don't give me nothing. Let me pay for my own session. Let me do this, let me do that. And also, artists, please, if you sign to a label right now and you have been performing, please do not hesitate to ask for a receipt or the seat booking. You know, hopefully they're not like Big Red on Pride Heart. I was up from 9 to 5. I hope you're not like that. Exactly. But make sure, if you have taken advances or anything like that, make sure you see a receipt on your merchandise, receipts of merchandise, receipts of CD sales, MP3 sales, digital spins. You want to see the books. You want to see everything. Exactly. You want to see your publishing. You want to see your you just want to get a total look at your books. You want to see the books. Exactly. And don't be afraid or embarrassed to ask about receipts. It's your money. It's your time. It's your business. I mean, you're supposed to ask about your stuff. Just don't take that word. Oh, we got it taken care of. Never let a person say you're taken care of. They're supposed to show you. Proof is in the pudding. Don't tell me. Don't pat me on the head and kick me in the back. Exactly. You know what I mean? Exactly. So, and even with these days, you know, like even with these days, like I've actually been doing some studying myself. I realized that you can actually get paid if somebody else, like let's say I put my beat on, you know what I'm saying, on YouTube. If somebody else uses that beat, it's something called Content ID that you can get to where, you know, it makes sure that you get paid for, you know, like when somebody else uses your music, you know what I'm saying? So it's plenty of ways to get paid, and right now it's really no excuses. You really just got to put in the work, you know? Yeah, exactly. And also, too, you can get your songs in movies, video games. It's so many avenues. You don't have to be an artist. You just create a beat, put it in an MP3 wave file, mix it, master code it, submit it to a movie company, find out who the movie supervisor is, get your songs in movies, do TV commercials, do drop some ads and stuff like that. You make more money behind the scenes than you in front of the microphone. Exactly. Why you think Birdman so rich? Why you think Jimmy Iovine so rich? You know what I mean? The guy who owned Interscope.
Yeah.
The guy who owned Capitol Records. They own islands. You understand what I'm saying? They billionaires.
Oh yeah.
Almost trillionaires. Because they own everything. They buy your likeness. They just own so much. And then plus they branding themselves. And then they get a percentage. That's like if you get a shoe deal, they get a percentage of that.
Oh yeah.
Because they own your name and your likeness, so they get a percentage of that. And you just get a piece of the pie. You may get 10% of it. They may get they may get 90%. Well, no, I'm sorry, I take that back. You get 30%, they get 70%. That's how it is. And then another thing I'm gonna let you know too, like when you sell like the album sales, the CD sales, if they may sell it for $16. You may get 10 cents or 16 cents. You understand what I'm saying? So the label will keep the majority. You know, so if you can, stay independent as possible. Do your research. Find a company that can help you do what you need to get done for your project. Make sure you hire your own photo people. Also, you can get in touch with people that have their own, let's say, clothing store. And say, hey, can we do model? Cause we took our artists to these clothing stores and we used model their clothes to we paid them a small fee to use their clothes for photo shoots. You know, okay. So a lot of the clothes you wear, you try them on. They got fitting rooms in place. Have your photographer come up there to the place, set up a little area where y'all can take pictures. Boom, in and out, just like that.
Yeah.
You don't have to, man. Trust me, you have to work smart, not hard, man. Don't borrow and give your money away. Stop going to the strip club, taking $200,000 to the strip club and stuff. And then, you don't get no tax write-off for that. You know, just throwing away money.
Exactly. And those people that do that, they arguing with family members by helping them out with, you know what I'm saying, a couple $100 or something like that. You know, I don't understand. You know, you got kids that you know, like $200,000, man. That could be a trust fund for all your kids. You know what I'm saying? Split up. You know, like anything.
$200,000, you can start your own radio station. I mean, you know, a real radio station with FCC license and all that stuff. But radio station about to go out of business anyway. Everything going online now. Yeah, $200,000, man. You can find your own project. You can start your own label. You can get your own distribution company. $200,000. I mean, $200,000 get you a whole lot of stuff. You can build a team. You get a team of house producers, this and that. I'm gonna give you a nugget. I'm a consultant. I'm supposed to be charged because they say the game's supposed to be sold and not told. But I'm gonna give you a nugget. The key thing is, whatever producer you start out with as an artist and you get that buzz, you stay with them. Don't let nobody come between you and that producer. Exactly. You know, if you got a good writer, y'all keep everything on the up and up. Don't let nobody get in your ear, you know, and say one thing, oh, so-and-so doing this, so-and-so. No, you guys are men, women. I mean, your word is one. You start out together, you should finish out together, you know. Exactly. And because a lot of times you see artists and stuff, like even Young Jeezy said, when he came out with Shawty Red, you know, it was like, man, doing a lot of beats. I mean, that's how he got his name off the Shawty Red track beat. But he said he wish he had a new better. He would have took Shawty Red with him on the road, you know. Yeah. Because when he said he got busy, he just jumped out on the road and stuff, and it kind of like left Shawty Red behind and whatnot. And he kind of, you know, we kind of get like, dang, I help him get on, and he just helped up and leave, you know. So everything was mostly he should have kept that bridge open and took the man with him and stuff like that. He said, you know, it was a lesson for him. So he learned that. So him and Shawty Red, they put back up and stuff like that. And like, man, I hang out with DJ Taz and Kilo. I'm glad them two brothers, they back together doing their thing. Yeah. You know, so, you know, the ATL legends. I don't know if you know DJ Taz and Kilo. Yeah. So, yeah, I interviewed him on my radio station. Yeah, matter of fact, I interviewed both of them, so I got my inductors. I'm a BTE, but BTT close to the end. My brother used to rap with Kilo and Taz, DJ Taz. And so I was young at the time. You know, I try to hang with them. They like, no, man, you too young. Now I know more stuff than they do, you know. Exactly. But they was doing things, but it's all the time. But just don't let nobody deter you. I know they should like, no, man, you can't go to the show. You too young. You too silly. You know, I was still trying to be a comedian and stuff like that. Yeah. I got time for jokes and stuff like that. So, but you know, I kept loving music though. You know, so
and it paid off. I said it paid off that you stayed in the music.
Yeah. I always tell people I have $1 million mind. You know what I mean? Because, man, it is so much in knowledge, man. You know?
Exactly.
And the Bible said you perish. The Bible said you perish from the lack of knowledge.
Yeah.
So, please study, do your research, get with somebody that can help you. I don't care if you have to pay them a couple of dollars, $20 or something. You have to give to get. You understand? People not going to give you nothing for free. Nothing in life is free. You know, so trust me, y'all got $100,000. I'm not saying that I charge $100,000, but there's some dollar signs connected with what I just left on this recording right here. So please take heed of what I said. Do your research. They got Google. They got everything. They got Google, YouTube. It's nothing that you shouldn't be able to find out or learn. Don't walk through this world blind like, you know what I'm saying, like a victim. Don't walk around here like a victim, waiting to be taken advantage of.
Yeah,
do your research.
True.
Don't sign your name to the first paperwork you get. Because they're going to throw the label's going to throw the first paperwork at you, see if you like it. And then you're like, no, you tell her no. Okay, now I'm just going to go back and reconstruct it. Okay, because trust me, if you just watch how they do now, they want you to get like 1 million fans, 1 million views on your radio, on your YouTube site from one of your songs. The label's gonna come knocking at your door and say, "Hey man, you got 1 million views," because they want you already ready. They want you already with a follow. They don't want to develop artists no more. They don't develop artists anymore. They want you to have a following and that.
Because there's so many self-starters out there. You know, like it's no need. Yeah. It's no need to get somebody that just know how to rap or know how to sing. Because if I got somebody over here that's doing it on their own, all I need to do is pretty much go ahead and put them in the big studio and distribute them in the places that they haven't been just yet. You know, and that's it. So it makes it easier for the label, and it makes it easier for the artist, because the independent artist who's actually been doing some things, he actually knows how he wants his music career to go. So he has a little bit of negotiation power to be able to say, okay, well, you know, I would like to have this and this and this. You know, when it comes to my music, I would like to have creative control. I mean, and just certain things that, you know, certain knowledge that you have would actually help you to get to where you need to be is involving music. Even knowing how to talk to people. Like if you talking to certain promoters and stuff like that, it's certain terminology that you need to know, you know, to be able to get your way around. Because if not, just like everybody else, that, you know, it might be $200 to get you on stage, but if they see the newness on your face and you don't know how to talk, they might say, okay, it's $350. You know, I mean, just, you know, I mean, so you pretty much, you just really gotta know. You got to know everything that you're going to be a part of. If you're going to be doing shows, you need to say, okay, you know, I've been here a few times, and, you know, I talked to some people already, so I already know how much it is to get on stage. I'm not going to pay $350. You know, if you're not going to let me do it for this amount, hey, I go and holler at somebody else. And when you start talking like you know something, they'll be like, okay, well, I can't, you know what I'm saying, really can't get over on this dude like that. Let me go ahead and just, you know. Yeah. And it's just.
Yeah. Let me piggyback on something you just said. About creative control. That is a big thing in the industry now. When you sign to a label, you don't have creative control.
Exactly.
I remember when 2 Chainz first started out. 2 Chainz was making hit after hit after hit when he was doing his mixtape. Then he signed a deal. I think he signed with Def Jam or something like that.
Yeah.
And his music style changed. I was like, dang, why does his music style change? Because Def Jam was telling him what type of music you need to make. Yeah. So then artists started just dropping mixtapes on the side. And then a mixtape was harder than the album releases.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I would say, if you put in your contract that you have creative control over your music, that would help a whole lot. That would help a lot in the album sales. You know, get your own. The money. Now, I'm gonna say this about taking advances. Now, if you do take an advance, let's say like a cash advance, make sure you invest it into your project.
Exactly.
Don't take it, go buy no clothes, no cars, go to the strip club. Put it into your project, because even though they're gonna have to recoup, and I suggest don't take a big advance, because if your album, if your CD goes, you know, platinum and diamond or whatever like that, you can be able to make some of that money off the back end, but you don't want to get so far in debt and recoup debt that you can't benefit off of it. You know what I mean?
And you're working for them.
But yeah, I suggest you invest in your project. Even though now this is the slick stuff that label uses. That labels do. They say, hey, okay, go to your studio, give me a single. All right, give me 2 singles. I want a club mix. I want a radio mix. All right. Then once you finish the mix, they're gonna take that same session and they're gonna take their session and say, hey, can you come to our studio or a studio that they lease? They said they may lease a studio out of Atlanta somewhere.
Yeah.
Like a lot of times they use DJ Khaled's studio, and they'll send you there to do a session in that studio. But they will pay it, but now the radio station, not the radio station, but the record label will pay it, but they will put that bill onto your recoup bill.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So if you do have to go to another studio and to record a session, I always suggest to any artist, even when I was an engineer, never come to the studio to write a song unless you are a songwriter. You're gonna get paid by the hour, and you're gonna get paid for your song. But if you're an artist, get the song, go home,
and right,
practice. Like you doing an Easter speech. Practice that song, and then come back to the studio and record. That way, your money won't be wasted in session time. Because I know, not put their business out there, but Patchwork charge a lot of money. I think for a session, though, $1,800 an hour or something like that. That's a lot of money for a big major state, for a big major, Patchwork for recording station, studio. And they also do radio. They have a radio station in Patchwork also.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, Patchwork is really expensive, but it is it's popular line. All the Gucci Manes at Patchwork, Buddy Skino Brown. One of the artists that I started out with, and matter of fact, still tight with till this day. He's at Patchwork. Patchwork is a major station. And, if you want to go there, go to these big places and network. And also, too, if you're an artist and you want to get heard and get your music out there and stuff, please, don't have no ego. Be humble. A lot of times people may say select stuff, but remember, it's only a test. So people will try you. So never go off or try to straighten nobody because you end up on that blackball list.
Exactly.
So just humble yourself. Life is about challenges. Anything you go through is going to be a challenge. So always be humble. Don't just have thick skin because people are going to say stuff that you don't like. But just remember, it's only a test. And I have people that be tested and they never end up getting their song. They end up failing the test and not end up getting their song to the proper hands that they need to, because I've been to different meetings with people with BET about different artists and stuff, and the people, this one young lady that I work with, she went off. She's a go-getter. She's very smart, beautiful lady, but if she say the wrong thing to her, she gonna put you in a place. And I was like, yo, sis, you can't do it. You trying to get help from them. So I had to go back and apologize, and I was that guy, to clean everything up. He said, okay, I'm gonna do it for you this time, Grady, but man, please don't let that happen again. She kind of caught me off guard with that, and I apologize for it. I was like, she's kind of new and everything, and so I'm teaching her the ropes and this and that. So that's how I was able to get in good with the guy from BET. That was back in 03. But sometimes you have to, I love Dame Dash. And Dame Dash, meanwhile, he inspired me to be a boss. You know what I'm saying? He said his motto is, I hustle from the last name, not the first. But, back in the day, he was real brash, and a lot of people didn't know how to take that. Sometimes you can get on the bad side of people being forceful, so.
Yeah,
but,
and that's another part of business as well, so.
Yeah, I can see Dame was really grown. I follow a lot of people, Dame Dash, a lot of artists that paved the way. Slim Thug, he was the first independent artist to go million. That I know. So I know it's probably been others, but Slim Thug was the first one. For me, when he came out, he had his own label. He had his own. He had a lot of stuff, and the thing is, try to stay independent as possible. Never give your power away. Do your research, protect your product. You know, get your fan base, get you some get your t-shirts. Once you start create your own logo and stuff like that, and that way, if label want to sign you, they got to buy you.
Exactly. They're buying your whole brand. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Don't sell your whole brand. Sell a percentage of it. It's just like having a lot of land. You just sell them a percentage of it.
Yeah.
All they want is a percent. You know, but you got your own followers, so you let them know, hey, if you need me, I don't need you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Exactly.
But don't be as brash like that, but be confident like that.
Yeah.
You know what
I mean, you got to know what you want, and you got to have the following to prove it. I mean, you know, you can't just have a logo and some T-shirts, but you know, you have nobody knows your song. I mean, you gotta really work up the fan base and everything like that, and that way you have a choice too. You know, like you have a choice. Like if you feel like the first couple labels they not giving you what you're worth, if you already have a following, you're already doing shows, you have a choice, and that's what people don't realize, the power of options. Because you know, if I'm making, you know, if I'm making, you know, what I need to make to take care of what I need to take care of right now, and a record label's not offering me much more than that, I don't need them because I'm already on the path to where I need to go.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I'm going to go back to the Bible again. The book of Habakkuk. He says, chapter 2, write your vision down and make it plain.
Exactly.
It shall not tarry, it shall surely come. Have a vision and write it down. That's why people have vision boards. They write their goals and stuff down. Whatever you're trying to do, write short-term goals. No, it's good to do long-term goals, but write short-term goals because the short-term goals are life steps. You can take each step at a time. That way you can see your progress.
Exactly. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna have a lot of people reaching out to you for, you know, consulting and just, you know, even to get the information on getting their songs played if they have everything they need. So what's gonna be the best way to actually get in contact with you?
You can email me at crazygradyradio@gmail.com. That's
okay.
Yeah, Crazy Grady Radio. That's my radio station. I listen to a lot of music, and I get press kits all the time. Also, people learn how to do press kits. If you can't Google it,
exactly.
You know, I get professional press kits from artists in London, Germany. So sometimes their music doesn't fit my format for my station, though, but I still keep their music, though. And, you know, and I email them back, make sure, like if you email somebody, contact them, say thank you and stuff like that. Like a lot of time, I email people back, thank you for submitting and stuff like that. So I always do everything in order, decency in order, you know. Exactly. Crazy Grady Radio, that's how you can get me. I'm always on Facebook, Grady Taylor. You can hit me up on Facebook. And that's it. Those are two sites I'm on. Twitter, I'm still trying to learn Twitter. You know, I'm old.
I mean, you know, hey, what I was told was you work on enough social media that you can actually manage. Right now, if you're not willing to manage a whole nother social media, you shouldn't have one right now until you really get your team together and you got like a marketing team that does your social media. So, I mean, because if not, you'll pretty much be leaving it undone. And another thing I was gonna say, how can they actually go to your radio station to listen to it?
You can go to your Google App Store and type in DJ Grady Baby, and the app will come up. You can go to my website, djgradybaby.com. Then you can click on Listen Live Radio. You can click on Contact Me, and everything will still come through a Gmail account. Yeah, djgradybaby.com. You can go to that website, and you can get everything you need, podcasts and all that stuff. You have an interview. If you want to get interviewed on the show, you have something you want to, you know, if you have a segment or a show that you want to bring to the station, you can email me. If you're interested in doing radio, you can hit me up. I got you. You want to podcast? You bring your podcast over to the station. Like I said, the station broadcasts in 93 different countries and stuff like that. And also another thing too, I would like to add: if you, with your station, and if you get like people do ads and stuff on you for your station, whatever like that, all that money you make from doing ads and stuff is yours. You know, so I don't, just. Okay. Just come bring me followers and stuff like that and have fun. If you get commercial ads and stuff like that, on your, if your sales team set up a where you can make revenue from it, hey, that's you. Man, I'm glad to be on the radio, man. And if you need me to come back on again, man, I have no problem.
I know. I definitely get you back on, man,
on.
because I'm pretty sure it's going to be a lot of people asking questions and different things like that. So, really, you are going to actually be a cornerstone to help people actually get their music heard. So I'm pretty sure you'll get a lot of people actually needing some consulting so they can actually get everything they actually need to get done to get played in the 93 countries. You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah. And then, like I said, it's like one of the artists that have his song on my radio station, he showed me an app on his phone. I can't think of the name of the app, but he showed me every country that streamed that. I got his song in heavy rotation. So whenever it's played and somebody is listening to it, is streaming it, it counts how many times that it's played. And also, I got a request thing on the site. People can go to this little site and request songs. And I need to put that link on there too. But a lot of the reason why I don't put the link on there because it affects my license, my music license, and I have to use their player. In order for the music to be covered under the license. Oh, okay. But whenever the song is played, it shows you a count of how many spins it is, and you get paid. I think it's like 1 point or something like that. It's on a point system. So if your song is coded up or whatever like that, protected, you get that point. And you can be able to track your song and what country listens to your song. You know what I'm saying? Like Germany, UK, Switzerland, whatever. And also if you submit your song to the station, get your friends to get the app and to listen to it, to hear your song. That's how you get paid, by your people listening to it. It goes by the number of listeners now. That's how you make your money. Yeah. I mean, that's all it is in a nutshell. If you're going to submit your music, get your people to listen to it. That's how you get paid by the listeners.
Exactly.
The more people you have, the more you get. Yeah. That's it. Do your research. Like I said, consultant, DJ Grady Baby. DJ Grady Baby Radio. I'm on there. I've got 2 Facebook pages. I got DJ Grady Baby Radio and a Grady Taylor page. So,
okay, well, I'm pretty sure they'll definitely be hitting you up.
Hit me up. Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Dreamer. I appreciate you having me, brother.
Anytime, man.
So, yeah.